You can send quotes two ways. One is directly from QuoteMachine in our Quotes tab, which I'll show you in just a moment. And the other is directly from your Lightspeed or Vend POS using our Quick Keys setup. So you can check the link below to figure out how to set up these quick keys, and I'm going to show you how to create a quote. So to start, you're going to add on the customer that you want for this particular quote. So I'm just searching by name and adding it on here. And then I'm going to add some products on. So this is going to work the same way you already know how to use your Lightspeed Retail X-Series POS. I'm going to add on some skates here, and then I'm going to click this quick key I've created for Create Quote. So I'm clicking here, and now you can configure the options you want. For this one, I'm going to set a 25% deposit, and I'm going to send my quote out automatically by email. So I'm checking off those two options, clicking Continue, and then I'm going to click Pay down here. And what this is going to do is create a quote for me in QuoteMachine, which I can open up in a new tab to take a look. And I can take the deposit right here using my register. So I'm going to click Pay Deposit, and it's going to prompt me to pay with cash. I'm just going to add my customer back in and pay cash. Now I can complete the sale, and everything's settled in the Vend side. And over on the quote, I can see the quote I just created. It was made with Vend through the external checkout, and I can open this up. And here's what my customer will have received over email. So you can see they've got this email that was sent to their email address for the jersey and the skates. And that deposit we took right through Vend has been reflected here. Now, the other way to make quotes is directly in QuoteMachine. And the benefit of doing it this way is that it gives you a couple more features to play around with, including interactive features. So to do this, I'm going to go New Quote. I'm going to do the same customer. And now I can add in my products. So here's all of my products. You can see the ones that have inventory here are reflected. This is my live Vend inventory. I'm going to add in a couple, so I'll add in these same skates. And then I'm going to add in this boot molding. And this is a service, so there's no inventory reflected. Now there's a couple of things I can do for each line item. For example, on my quote, I'm going to make the boot molding optional. So they can pay to have this service added on, and when they open up the quote, they'll see it's optional. You can also change the price directly here by clicking. For this one quote, it's going to be $80, and you can add a discount to each line item. This one's going to be 10% off. You can also make bulk changes here, so if you wanted to make everything optional, you could click here, and then click everything as optional there. I'm just going to leave one as optional for now. Then you can change the deposit you want to take. So I'm going to change it to $50. You can set this across the board to have a different default than 10% in your account settings. You can take a discount off the whole thing here instead of per line item, add in a fee, or change the taxes. You can also create groups. So if you have a big quote with a bunch of different headings, you can use this button here to create subgroups. And you can change the identifier, which is the number for the quote. So if I want to change this one to a different number, you can do that here. You can also change what the quotes start from, again, in your account settings. Then you can play around with the design, and if you navigate to sales tools on the side here, you'll see an explanation of how to change your templates. That's where you can make changes to everything across the board, so you don't have to do it every time. But if you wanted to add, say, a text box for this particular quote, you could add in a text box and say, special offer just for you. And you can save this, and it's only going to be reflected in this one quote. And then when you're ready, you can send it off. Send now. It's going to send to the email address on file. And you've sent your first quote using QuoteMachine and Vend. Let us know if you have any questions.